What's up, everybody? Roughing the
What
passer.
is
Must be
up,
Sunday night.
everybody?
Must be Sunday. We're a little bit late. Technical difficulties happens to everyone, including the major
The speakers are
broadcast.
messed up, John. Hold on. Technical difficulties all day. There we go. Technical difficulty after technical difficulty day. Holy shit.
Well, it means we're gonna have a good show when we finally get it going. That's all.
Yeah. Is it Booger? What are you doing to me, bro? Come on.
Look, I brought a friend too.
I see that. That's you can leave him at home next time. Just for future
Maybe
reference.
bad luck.
Apparently.
It looks like I love this combine picture of Tom Brady. He looks like Jim Carrey. But yeah, we're finally here. A little late, better late than never. We're going to talk about I'm sure about this guy right here. You have to almost. It's not a show without some Tom Brady commentary. We're going to have the top 10 picks according to us, armchair GMs. I'm sure we'll be right on some and wrong on others, but we probably should be right on all of them. I think the GMs will get it wrong. So we're gonna talk about other stuff, little XFL stuff, and we'll see how time permits. We're off to a little late start, but we're good.
That we are, and guys, as always, we want this show is about you guys. Like I said, we do have a plan for the show, but as you know, the show relies on you guys. So please, I'm posting the link right now. Please call in, join the show. Any questions you may have, even if you don't want to come on the show, you can come on video, audio, or just ask a question in the comments. We would love to talk to you guys and answer the questions that you want answered, as opposed to just maybe the stuff you're sick and tired of hearing of. But that link's going to be posted right here in just a moment. But before we get on to your poster boy in the background and a couple other things, John, why don't we I guess start off with I don't know, a rundown of some of the highlights of the week. What were some of the highlights of the week in your opinion? Because there was some big news throughout the week.
Well, Tom Brady, for us here, and we're in Syracuse, Tom Brady was in town, which, Tom Brady in Syracuse, doesn't. He was with Julian Edelman and Jimmy Fallon for the Syracuse, North Carolina game. He's friends with Weissman's his last name. His first name,
of course, he is.
He's a big millionaire here in the Cuse, and he's friends with all the celebrities, and so they were his guests at the Dome for the SU North Carolina game, and it actually made the news because the camera panned to them, and Edelman actually yelled out, into the camera, "He's coming back! He's coming back!" And Brady was squirming around, and he mouthed something, but we couldn't hear it. So everyone's speculating on what he actually said, and most people would think their lip readers think he said, "No, I'm not." So
right. Lots and lots of questions. Which, John, I'm getting something here. It's a little weird. I'm trying to figure it out right now as we're on the show. We've never had this before, but it seems like, is it there? Yes. No, it doesn't seem like it's there yet. Let's see. It should be. Yeah, I believe we may have some breaking news here, or some kind of, what do we have? Possibly a new set. This is odd. I'm very confused with what's going on right now, but we'll see in just a second. Very odd to say the least. But yeah, so Brady, Brady watch, it's always it's gonna happen. Tom Brady watch, it's gonna cover 99% of the coverage really in the media, period. What Brady's gonna do. So everything from it, like what he mouths off, if anything like that, no matter what it is, everything, it's going to be amplified 1,000,000%, because this is something that we've never had before. And, now we're getting, a free agency like none other. I mean, Joe Montana was in a way like this, but I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't really. You can't really compare this to anything.
No, and Joe Montana, it was a while ago, and I was younger, you were younger, and younger than me. He was actually hurt the year before San Fran finally said, that's it. And so he was really really at the end. Like, he did play well in Kansas City, but he was coming off a year where he missed, not the year he left, but the 2 years prior, he missed the whole season with an injury. So then he came back, played a season with the 49ers, not great. And the 49ers obviously turned to a younger Steve Young. And, and that's another difference is too, if the Patriots move on from Brady, and that's what I'm really starting to feel, they don't really, at this point, now they can go out and sign someone, Andy Dalton's rumored, but they don't have a Steve Young, at least yet. Like the 49ers did. It was a lot easier for the 49ers to cut bait with Montana. He was injured. They had Steve Young in the bullpen warming up. The Patriots at the moment have Jarrett Stidham. Now, right. I don't think he gets the ball if Brady moves on. I think the Patriots go out and sign either a Bridgewater or Andy Dalton. They trade for Andy Dalton.
Nice. Hey, Don, thanks for Don will actually be on my show this week, which releases tomorrow. But thanks for watching, Don. And wow, Zion going off again. I don't believe it. I mean, he's only Greg Oden, right, everybody? He was just Greg Oden, or insert any bad big man. I mean, y'all are still on that train, right? I mean, you got awfully quiet. But I'm assuming, he's still that massive bust. Yeah. Okay, but this is a football show, Drew. Stop, because I'll go off right now. But Don, cheers.
Well, Zion played football. Zion played football too, so.
And he'd be damn good at that too. He'd be a better tight end than Ian Thomas in Carolina would be. I'll tell you that much. So, John, I'm going to ask you the question straight up, and this is a question for our users our viewers as well. I want you guys to call in and let us know your answer and why. And who knows, if a couple of you call in, if we get enough interaction tonight through callers, I'll give something away at the end of the show. So call in, let us know. But I'm going to ask you first, John. Where does Tom Brady end up? I mean, all this speculation. We've got Brady Watch 2020 going on, which we've had some technical difficulties as far as our graphics and stuff that we've got related to this, which we will have next week for you guys. But
this is the only graphic you need right here.
Yeah, well, this one works perfect since the other one fucked up. But before we get into our draft, why don't we touch on to Mr. Tom Brady? So, guys, please call in. If we get a couple people calling in and a bunch of comments jumping in, letting us know the answers, we'll give something away. But, John, starting us off, looking at everything right now, and I mean, obviously we're going from right now. We're probably going to ask this question a lot more times. Where does Tom Brady ultimately What jersey does he put on? And what up, Barber? What's up, man?
I'm gonna say the same team I kind of said even when the season was playing and we were talking about this. I'm gonna stay with the Chargers. Now I think the Titans, and I think you brought them up on this very show.
I did.
I'm hearing a little bit more there, but I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think it just sets up well. He goes home. They got some weapons already in place. I think they cut Phillip Rivers because I'm not saying they know something or a deal's done. Because I don't think a deal's done, but I think they know there's mutual interest and they're feeling positive. I also think we'll get to it, but I think the Chargers at 6 are going to go quarterback in the draft. Even if Brady signs there, I think they go quarterback in this draft.
So you think that the Chargers, because Don put up a comment just a minute ago that he thinks that Brady's there to kind of mentor Eastern Stick. You do not think that baseball bat is the future in
I love it. He's got the best name.
Oh no, that's his nickname for me forever, baseball bat. So is baseball bat not the answer? Is he not going to be groomed by Brady or whatever veteran they bring in? Is baseball bat going to go to a different team?
Yeah, I think they're going to fall in love with or already. I think they're going to go Justin Herbert. I have Tua.
Don't give him away because you and me are going to have a fun. You guys are not going to want to miss our draft here in just a little bit. It sounds like.
No, I still think they go quarterback in the draft, and I think they either may move Easton Stick if they carry 3 quarterbacks down to 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Or at that point, if Brady's there, they're going to, he's obviously your starter, and then 2 or 3 really. It's whatever order you want to put them. The 2020 draft pick or Easton Stick, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, before I give you my pick, I have hold on just a second. Okay, yeah. Booger has informed me that Tom Brady will sign with one of 30 NFL teams. He's pretty slick, or one of 32 NFL teams. He's pretty slick here. He knows what he's doing, so I'd listen to Booger here.
That's crack reporting at its finest.
It is. But that's my man right back there. That's my homeboy. If it wasn't for him, I don't think the show would survive. It's better than the softcore porn you got on your side. But anyway, so let's see. I do believe they draft, but they do believe. So Don, you think they're going to draft a quarterback? I agree with that. I think they'll take a 3rd to 5th round flyer on somebody. I just don't think it's going to be with that top overall pick, and I'll get to that when we get to our draft. I do think they'll take another quarterback. There's no way in hell you go into camp, even with Tom Brady, with just Easton Stick, if you have a long-term game plan. But I want to move on because my pick is completely different. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the damn Chargers because I'm so scared that Phillip Rivers ends up coming to Carolina. So I just don't even want to talk about him. I want to bank it out of existence here. But Tom Brady, I'm going to give you a spot where Tom Brady could end up. And it goes against what I'm going to say later in my draft because I don't think Tom Brady's going to leave, honestly. I thought Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Tennessee, but I'm not so sure. Actually, no, I take that. I misspoke. I'm sorry. I do think Tom Brady's going to leave. In our draft, I did it as he did it because I don't know if he leaves by the draft. And so a lot of these picks are based on him staying, but I do think he leaves. But the team I think he leaves to is going to surprise a lot of people. But that is the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'll tell you why. John Gruden, if John Gruden got the phone call that he got Tom Brady as his quarterback, he'd be for like a week and a half. I mean, the dude would just, are you kidding me? I mean, the dude would have the biggest, you think he smiles a lot now. My God, just don't shake his hand because that dude would be out of control. But that's the type of.
He'd have this picture in his office.
Yeah. Trust me, he's already got that picture in his office on his phone, and he's probably got a lot more. And if they landed him, he'd have a whole lot more. But I mean, he fits exactly what Gruden wants to do. He can do everything Derek Carr can't do, which, let's be honest, most quarterbacks can. Good. Oh yeah, Vegas Dave, thanks for buying up all those cars, saving me from bidding on some. That was a great investment opportunity. But dumbass. But so I see him going to Vegas because I like the system. He loves Vegas. Like, he loves it. It's his home away. I mean, not home away from home, but it's where he goes to have fun. He has a lot of business dealings out there. They need a big splash. If Vegas wants teams in all leagues. They want a basketball team. They've obviously got hockey, but now they've got a big sport, a professional football team with the legacy of the Raiders. They want to go in with a massive splash. And I mean, let's look at it. They're not even in the top 10. Well, yes, they are. They're where they are. They're at number 9 or what? In the draft. 9th overall.
No, I think they're just outside of 10. They're somewhere like 12.
Yeah, so I mean, they don't have a sexy pick. They're not going to bring a lot of people in. They don't have a lot of picks to stockpile to move up. I think that Brady is the face of the Las Vegas Raiders as we put sports into Vegas. I think it does good. And I also think there's a common thread for the conspiracy theorists out here of the NFL wants gambling to succeed. Well, what better way to do it than to put the face of the NFL on the team associated with the gambling? I see Tom Brady inking with the Raiders for 2 years. And I do think they pay him $60 million. Now, don't get crazy about the $60 million. This is the first time they'll shell out a lot of guaranteed money. The guaranteed money will probably be 45 to 50. So it'll really only be a $5 million a year contract, at least salary cap wise. But I see him going to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, I think we're in agreement. It sounds like he's going west. I think we're on the same page there. It's just how far west is he going? You got him stopping a little shorter than I do. I can see everything you said does make some sense. I can't really poke holes in it. The only thing I can say against it is I just think the Chargers have a better offense for him to jump into. It's a better car. It's got a little more bells and whistles and a lot more upgrades, if you will, than the Raiders do. And, it makes me wonder if Brady signs there before the draft, which I think the draft is 6-7 weeks away.
It
so I think they want him ahead of time so they can start signing some other weapons. And I think if he goes there, I think that first round pick is going to be probably a receiver.
Well, Todd, Todd Kapoor asked a great question. What up, Todd? Nice to hear from you again, buddy. Thanks again for watching the show. But he says if Brady goes to Las Vegas, what happens to Carr? I'd like to take this one, John. The exact same thing that happens to David Carr, regardless of if they get Tom Brady or not. He washes out as a starter. He becomes a backup, to where in the very end, at the end of their careers, you argue which brother was the bigger disappointment. And it's sad to see. I cheered for David a lot. Maybe in the right system, he could be a game manager. Oakland's not the right system. Gruden's system for him is not the right system. Vegas is not ready to embrace him. The Carr wants out of Oakland as much as Oakland fans want to get rid of Carr. Do not believe what you hear in the media. Do not believe that whole media rah crap. He wants out of Oakland because he knows that's not where he's going to shine. You know where he would shine is if they don't get the deal done in Dallas. You put him in Dallas, I think he's got a legit shot. But that's a different story for a totally different deal. But David Carr we'll get to a little bit later. I know we are a little bit short. But Todd, hope that answers the question a little bit. But guys. So we asked you guys. We gave you our opinions. The link is up on the page. I just posted it in some of the groups. I really want to give something away to you guys tonight. It's going to be really cool. It'll be for the autograph fans, it'll be an autograph, and for the non-autograph fans, it'll be a just something else, a piece of merchandise. So something really cool, sports related, NFL related. Two things total. So please just call in and let us know who you think Tom Brady ends with and why, or call in and ask us a general question. But we're going to move on now to our draft. Oh, geez, stop feeling him up. That's what, trust me, dude.
Well, that's what John Gruden's doing.
I was about to say, that's what Gruden's doing. He doesn't need you doing it. I'm just channeling
my inner Gruden.
You know you're about to get one of those restraining orders, right? Like it's coming soon.
By the FCC.
Yeah, a couple of people. FCC is just the beginning. But but guys, so we're gonna move on now to what was the big. What's up, Nick Mattiacci, Eric Pastrana? Thanks for joining the show, Eric, my man, back from high school, college basketball coach, one of the rising college basketball coaches. If you don't know him, Google him. He is an absolute stud. Eric, call in and talk some football, bud. We'd love to have you in. It's very simple. You click the link. That's it. You call in. We want to know where you guys think Tom Brady is going to land next year. Is it going to be New England? Is it going to be elsewhere? Mr. Newman over here has seemed to given his thought that he's going to be going to, what was it, the Chargers? Yeah. And me, I think the Las Vegas Raiders. Those are the two I've got. But we're moving on right now. And if you have any other comments or calls, please, guys, call in the show. Booger, do you have anything else? Okay. All right. So Booger says we're good and we're trying to make up time. So we're going to go into our draft, our pre-draft. We're Mel Kiper. We're both just Mel Kiper. Just we look probably a lot better, but I know we're a lot better analysts. But we're going to give you our top 10 NFL draft picks. So the top 10 picks of the NFL. Trades are allowed. Everything is allowed. So how do the top 10 picks play out? And John, I'm going to let you start off with pick one, and then we'll alternate back and forth. Okay. And guys, please keep calling in. If you disagree with any of those picks, call in and let's debate it. But let's go.
All right. So I'm going to be honest with you. With my 10 picks, I didn't have any of these traded. Now, do I think there's a trade? I do, but I was so not sure. It could be a multiple of teams that I just kind of kept it the original draft way, but I doubt it stays that way, truth be told. The first pick is Cincinnati. They probably should deal this pick because rumblings are that Joe Burrow does not want to go there. And now he just came out and kind of backpedaled and said he'll play anywhere where he gets picked. I'm still not buying that. That's just lip service, so he doesn't look like a spoiled brat to some. I think this is the whole Eli Manning, part two, John Elway trying to kind of dictate sort of where he can wind up. I think Cincinnati is famous for they don't care what the player thinks or says or wants. I think they hold. I hope unless they get blown away with a deal, I think they stay here and take Joe Burrow. I can't really blame them, but they really should think about what they can maybe get for this pick. And if they can get a haul, they got to really seriously consider it.
So you have got them taking Joe Burrow at number one, Cincy. You don't think he's going to pull an Eli? What up, Chandler? How's it going, bro? Hope the little one's doing better. Please call in. Once again, guys, if you're just joining, the question of the day, if enough people call in and comment, I will be giving an autograph and a piece of apparel away. So call in and either argue with our picks or let us know who you think Tom Brady is going to be playing football with next year. But so you're going with Joe Burrow, John, and I like that. I like that. But my first pick, this NFL draft, I think is going to be fun. Or at least in my head, I started a fun one. And remember how I said that a lot of this Brady pick disregarded my draft. So everything I talked about Tom Brady, if he doesn't go to Vegas, well, here we go. The Bengals, well, they bangled themselves. Burrow comes out in the next couple weeks, and more word comes out of the camp that he's disgruntled. The Bengals, as hard-headed as they are, they sit in a room and they say everyone else is stupid. We're geniuses. I mean, look at our track record. We're 10-time Super Bowl winners. We know what we're doing. The delusion continues inside that house. So they do Bengal things, and they trade the number 1 pick. They trade the number pick to, this team seems to be a theme today, the Las Vegas Raiders. Hear me out. You get pick 19, which is a pick from Chicago that Las Vegas has. You get pick 12. You get the 6th. You get a 6th-round draft pick along with next year's first. All of that for Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow heads to Vegas, and Twitter goes absolutely insane. So I, like you, have Joe Burrow going number 1, but I've got him going. If Brady doesn't sign, I think Gruden has his man, and Gruden would love this more than anything. They've got the draft capital. I'm looking at their draft sheet. I wrote it down. They've got the capital with the trade, with the Khalil Mack trade. It set them up to move up if Cincy wants these picks and they want to make this trade to package to get back up higher and go after Aber or something. They've got the potential to do it. I think this is a wild draft. I think it starts on pick 1. I think Joe Burrow lands with the Los Angeles Raiders.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I you know what? After listening to you, I don't think it's impossible. I just think the Bengals are the Bengals, man. I think that's almost a smart Bengals move, and they're not known for smart Bengals moves. Smart Bengals moves don't go in the same sentence. So I'm going to say it doesn't happen, not because it shouldn't or you don't make some great points. I just don't think the Bengals are capable of pulling that off. I think you know what I see? I see happening here. They take Burrow. He then doesn't want to sign. It gets ugly in the press. Both sides take shots at one another. Cincinnati accuses him of saying one thing and doing another. His camp fires back that, no, we said from the start we really don't really want to. If you can get a bunch for that pick, we don't want to go there. Help yourselves out. I think it's going to be a he said type of deal. Gets ugly. I think maybe the Bengals have to trade him after the fact and get a lot less because they got a disgruntled draft pick that doesn't want to report. Well, that's the Bengals I know.
Yeah, and it just, to me, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a Bengals thing to do. And look, I mean, if I'm the Bengals, if I have one minuscule doubt on Joe Burrow, and I look at another quarterback on this board and I like him, and I have one doubt about him also, I take this haul. I mean, Vegas, John Gruden's crazy ass would easily trade the 19th pick, which wasn't even his to begin with, the 12th this year, a 6th-round pick, and next year's first. That would be enough to move up to number 1. It should be. If you need to add in a 5th or a 4th, he would add it in. You've got those big picks from this Khalil Mack trade, and you got them to use them. So if you don't fully believe in Burrow, why in the world would you not take this trade and then take those exact picks, move right back up with another team like the Redskins, Lions, Giants, teams that don't need quarterbacks, and get the quarterback you want? So I don't know. I see it as a possibility, a long shot, but you know me on this show. I'm going to put out some long shots with a little theory behind them, just so when they're out correctly, I can rag on how I was right for years. So on to pick number 2. Joe Burrow is off the board. So pick number 2. Who do we have?
Well, you want to go? We're going snake-wise.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah. We'll go Snake. Sorry, I mixed this all up. 2, we've got the Washington Redskins at pick number 2. The new Carolina Panthers of old, at least, with Ron Rivera, and it seems everyone else there. And, Ron Rivera loves his linebackers. Everybody in the world thinks Chase Young is going number 2 to Washington. I don't think so. I think Chase Young actually falls to 3, if you want to call it, to fall, if you want to call it free. Rivera loves his linebackers. There's the next Luke Kuechly for him is in this draft. And while I do think he's going to get a lot of pushback for not taking Chase Young, I'm going to go with Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. He's an outside linebacker who can play inside. I think he wins Rivera's heart. That's who they go with, to the dismay of Washington fans who want that superstar. But I think in the end, they're going to be happy that they went with this pick. Now, a dark horse would be Derek Brown, an offensive tackle who they could be trying to protect Haskins a little bit. If they go with protecting Haskins, I could easily see Derek Brown from tackle. But I honestly think it's going to be, what's his name? Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. And I think they move him from outside to middle. And I think you've really got the anchor and the captain of your defense for the next 5 to 10 years.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I don't have it going that way, but listening to you makes me wonder what's going on in that room. I think you're onto something. I think you hit on something. Since I have to make, in a sense, the next 2 picks, you made them for me, but I have them in different orders. I have them going, the Redskins going Chase Young. I think he's too I love Isaiah Simmons. Simmons is moving up most draft boards. I don't know if it's enough for Ron Rivera in that front office. I'm sure they love him. They like him a lot. I think Chase Young sort of more the safer bet, more of a, we talk about franchise defensive guys. I think they both could be, and both may very well will be. Hearing you talk about linebackers makes me wonder what's going on now in that room for sure. And maybe you hit on something, and maybe one of us probably going to be right here because I think it's going to be one of these 2 guys. I'm going to say they go ahead with chalk here and pick Chase Young. I think the Lions at 3, a lot here depends. There's rumored that they're trying to trade Matt Stafford. I don't know if that happens. I'm going to assume it doesn't. So I'm going to make this pick for the Lions, assuming Matt Stafford's still there. And Isaiah Simmons, who's a hybrid linebacker, he can play safety. He can play pretty much almost anywhere on the field. Very quick, has great ball skills. He seems to be around every play. Washington very well may go ahead and nab him.
Well, real quick, we've got a comment over at our watch party on The Longest Yard. Thank you guys so much from a buddy of ours, Chris Chandler. Once again, Bud, hope prayers for the little one. Hope she's doing better. But he says Rivera's not stupid. He said he knows the Skins need multiple players, and he thinks they trade down, which I will say, if they're not going to take Chase, they could easily trade down to grab the pick I was talking about, Isaiah Simmons. You could trade 4 or 5 slots down and still pick up a Simmons. So that is a good possibility, and maybe pick up a 3rd or 4th round pick. So I do like the possibility of them trading also. What about you?
How funny would it be if Washington and Carolina pull off a trade.
I don't think they do, but I don't think they do because people don't know it, and I don't know if it ever comes out. I pray it does because the stuff I actually do know, there is so much behind the scenes stuff that went wrong, and this was such a messy divorce and leave. I really hope it becomes public one day because it's quite entertaining to say the least. But all right, so who are we up to? Who are we up to now?
Well, I got Lions going with Isaiah Simmons. I think Simmons has made himself a top 3 player.
Okay, so you think Simmons? So you think Washington can't trade back and still grab Simmons? You think he's because see, I agree. No. I think he's a Luke Kuechly type of player. He is an anchor for a decade.
No, I think he's moved up the draft boards, Drew. I think if anyone trades up in this draft, it's to get one of 2 people, a quarterback or someone like an Isaiah Simmons, who's going to be, to me now, a top 3 pick. It's just who gets him, who pulls the trigger.
I like it. You're impressing me. So now this is where my draft goes a little crazy. So we're going with the Lions, and I mean, hell, he hasn't been picked yet. You know who it is. There's no other answer. If the Lions don't do this, they might as well. And I feel for this kid because I honestly think what I'm about to say knocks 5 to 7 years off his career. But Chase.
Yeah.
I think he's drafted by the Lions, and just like every other Lions star, he's treated like complete crap. He's used over much, and he wants to quit early. I think it's a good situation for him. Patricia and him could do some marvelous things together, but Matt Patricia has 1 year left to fix this team. Going defense is not what he needs to do. So it comes to the point where I could almost see the Lions trading back and going for some offense and then getting some defense later on because they need weapons. Unless they're getting weapons in free agency, they've got to have a plan on getting offensive weapons and getting a little protection, which you can get in this draft. It's deep protection-wise. You can find a couple solid starters in the second round. But if he goes defense first, which I think he's going to do, he better make a splash in free agency or another Bill Belichick disciple is going to be unemployed. Excuse me.
Well, I think we both got Young and Simmons, 2 and 3. We just have them in different orders. And I really do believe Simmons has moved up to a top 3 pick, whether it's Detroit taking them like I have, or you taking them, or having Washington and Rivera taking them. I think that's the only difference, but I think we got those 2 picks fairly similar, just different teams making them.
All right, so I like this one, Christopher Chandler. Brady to Tampa. The defense, you're right. Half the defense is leading to free agency, and they should not re-sign that team. They should not re-sign those guys. I hope Brady comes to Tampa because he's going to be horrible in Tampa, and that adds 2 wins to Carolina's schedule, even if we're rebuilding. But Brady to Tampa. John will tell you, I don't know how much you watch the show. If you do, you know. I hate Jameis Winston. I think he's worse than Marcus Mariota. I think he's terrible.
This just in, he just threw another interception.
No shit. Like that's
an XFL player just picked it off.
Exactly. And took it to the house. and he'll probably do another one before I'm done. But I don't see Jameis staying. I think we talked about this last week. I said Jameis would be gone from Tampa. I could see Brady in Tampa. That's a really good answer. And yeah, I feel you right there. A bunch of great points by Chris. I wish you'd call in, bud. And call in. You don't have to do video. Call in and chat. Let's hear some Let's hear some stuff. I know you're a Falcons fan. If you'd like to talk about your Falcons next year, anything. So who are we at? We're at the Giants now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Am
I'm
I
going out.
Okay.
Nope, it's me this time. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's you.
Okay. So the Giants this year, they better have one rule. You've got some playmakers. I think you have more playmakers than you think. You had some injured the year before. You should be going into this draft thinking one thing: protect Daniel Jones, protect that investment. He's shown potential. I don't think. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do to surprise me. But if you don't make him run for his life and terrified, I think he can make those progressions. So I see no one else here but besides offensive tackle Jedrick Willis. He's a perfect fit. He can fit on both sides of the ball. You can move him across the entire line, and it pretty much shores up half of the line. And if you can shore up half the line with a top 10 pick, he's one of those guys where it's another 10, 13 year of solid protection for a quarterback. And I could easily see 4 or 5 all pros, maybe total, 7 or 8 Pro Bowls, couple major seasons from him. I see big things coming from this kid. And with Saquon, I love the pick, but protecting Daniel Jones and giving Saquon some room to run to make him want to stay have got to be the priorities. Offensive line shows both of those, which do not think that this draft isn't being done to help keep Saquon as well. So I've got offensive tackle Jedrick Willis.
Well, I agree with everything you said except for the player. I think they go offensive lineman, but I got him taking a different guy. I think they're going to fall in love, if they haven't already, with Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. He's a monster. I think everything you just said can be applied to this guy. Had an excellent combine that moved them up even further. So I think the bottom line is the Giants have to go offensive line. They've got to protect what their investment is in Daniel Jones. And again, you make another great point. Saquon Barkley. I mean, he can leave here in a year or two if things don't really turn around. So, he did okay this year. He got hurt, but he did stuff with really a crappy offensive line. I think they're going to try to rebuild the whole front up front for both of those guys. I think they found a diamond in the rough, that receiver last year with Darius Slayton out of Auburn. And so I think they got to beef up that front trench, and because they know they got some other weapons. They do need some defensive help, especially at cornerback. They're not going corner here at 4. There's no corner in this draft.
Oh, there is, but not for the teams there. There's absolutely a corner worth it, and we'll talk about him in a few minutes.
Yeah, I got a corner going in my top 10, but not here at 4. So I think the player's Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa.
I like that, and that, you know what? He's scratched out. There's a scratch out right there. That's the name. He was my backup for this spot. You could almost interchange them, and I think they would both be perfect. They do the same. They serve the same purpose.
Yeah.
They protect and help the two biggest offensive assets and the two people that the Giants need to make happy. So got to go with them. So, all right, we're going to go through these last 10 a little faster, guys, since we did start a little late for you guys. Going up to the Dolphins. Is it my turn or yours?
My turn. So
go ahead.
I'll make this succinct and to the point.
Yeah.
They're going, I think they wanted, last year was the whole tank for Tua. I think injury happened. They just interviewed him. I heard the interview actually did not go well, and they kind of soured on him. At least that's what reports say. Justin Herbert has looked great in the combine. I think the Dolphins go with the healthier quarterback that's on the board still after Burrow, and they go Justin Herbert.
Okay, that's a beautiful thought, but I've got one word for you. Tua. for one reason. It's the fucking Dolphins. If there's one person that knows the Dolphins, it's me. I grew up my life watching this team just disaster after disaster after disaster, dumpster fire. I agree. Habert 10,000 times better pick. Dolphins will not do it for one reason. Their fan base. Their fan base wants Tua so bad. The Dolphins are in desperation mode when it comes. I mean, this rebuild's a long time. This pick, even if they swing and a miss, honestly, doesn't matter because they're that far away. Like, it's that bad. I've got them going for Tua, and if by some chance someone in that Miami Dolphins room is smart enough to say Abert's name and draft someone besides Tua, there is going to be a team jump up to do it. And since I'm doing 6, I'm going to start right there with you because I've got at number 6, I have got a trade 6 and 7. The Panthers and Chargers are going to swap. So the Panthers will take 6 and the Panthers will be sending pick 7, a 3rd or 4th round, and a 6th or 5th next year. The Chargers still think they can land a veteran quarterback. Carolina would give whatever they need to get Herbert. They love him. He is 100% rules type of guy. He fits LSU's offensive coordinator. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He fits his scheme perfect.
Brady.
Yes,
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. Yes, he fits the scheme perfect. I think he's the best quarterback in this draft. I think he's a perennial all-star in this league, and I think that's who the Panthers are going after strategically. So, if the Dolphins think that they're going to – if anything shows that they're going to go after him, I see that trade being made immediately ahead of this, and the Panthers make that trade with the Redskins as opposed to that trade with the Chargers. But my pick right now for the Dolphins is Tua, and for the Panthers, I have them trading with the Chargers and taking Hebert, the quarterback from Georgia.
Wow, that would be bold. I don't have it. Like I said, I didn't have any. I agree with you. There is going to be trades that happen. I just couldn't really predict them to do them, so I just went with the chalk 10. So at the Chargers at 6, I got Herbert going to the Dolphins. I got the Chargers taking Tua. I think they're going to go, and that's assuming they don't sign Brady. If Brady signs there, like I'm predicted, and I could probably wrong, but if Brady does sign with the Chargers, I think they go with Willis at this slot. But let's assume that he doesn't. I think they go Tua here.
Nice. Okay. So, guys, real quick before we finish up, there's not too much time left. And by the way, Cody Herbold, if you'd like to come on and debate anything or anything like that, or tell us why we're wrong, please, we'd love to hear it. We live for this stuff, guys. But I'm changing it up. We've had a lot of interaction in the comments. I appreciate it. All you guys over Clark Standish, Ryan Hagopian. What up, Ryan Hagopian? Lots of guys from back in the day. Nick Mattiacci, everybody, Coach Pastrana, Mark Messinger, Brad Warnicki, all you guys that are watching the show. If we can get one caller before the end of the show, I'll do a giveaway. One caller. And it's got to be a good caller. You got to have a question or a comment or want to have some type of discussion. Not call in and say hi. But if we get one caller, we'll do a giveaway. So, what pick are we on and who's up?
It's you're up. It's pick 7, which you got the Chargers.
Yeah, I got the Chargers. Okay, so you got the Chargers in a trade from Carolina. I've already told you, I think that their quarterback comes from the veteran pool. I think they sign a veteran like a Cam. I think Cam honestly ends up out there. And I think they mentor someone for baseball bat and whoever they draft. Baseball bat could even end up being the starter. I don't know. Whichever way it is, I highly doubt baseball bat's the starter, but who knows? I don't see him drafting a quarterback here. So I've got God, I hope I pronounce his name right. I've got a guy here that you've got to protect. You've got to protect the guy that you tried out, and you named him earlier, I think, Mekhi Becton. I mean, you've got to. If he's available at 7, no matter who's back there, baseball bat, Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, whoever, you got to protect him. That's a man that, once again, shores up one side of your offense. So that's where I go with that one.
I like it. There's a guy. I'm not going to say where he's going on my board, but he has moved up from outside the top 10, and his combine performance has made him a top 10 pick on most players' boards, GM's boards. I don't have that pick going there, and I also have I'm picking for Carolina at 7. I think if any of those quarterbacks are still on the board here at 7, I think Carolina takes them. Whether it's Herbert, Tua.
You think Carolina would take Tua?
I think so. I mean, you would. I mean, you know them better than me. I just think either that or maybe they trade back to someone who wants to take Tua if they don't want to. Let's put it that way. I think Tua goes here to somebody, whether that's the Panthers or someone who wants to trade with them and nab them here. I don't have them taking a QB. I have them going with Auburn's Derek Brown here.
Nice. That's a great pick.
Yep.
Great pick.
I know it's not a sexy offensive, quarterback, wide receiver, running back. They don't need a running back, but that sort of player. So I think they go Derek Brown here. I think he's just one of those safe picks that's going to be very productive, and you need some help. I think he provides it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I actually I struggled a little bit with this, whether I wanted to go offense or defense, because Jacksonville needs a lot of help elsewhere. But I think they end up with a solid quarterback this year, and they're going to want a wide receiver in here that could potentially be that number 1 guy, because let's be honest, Fournette needs someone that takes some of the eyes off of him. These stack boxes he can't live through. And so with that, I'm actually going with the wide receiver that,
hang on.
What?
All right. We skipped Arizona.
Where?
Arizona, I believe, is 8.
Oh, Arizona's 8, not Jacksonville. Okay, you're right.
I think we're both might make the same pick at 9 after hearing you start that. So, but let's go to Arizona. You can go ahead and make the pick, but it is Arizona.
Oh, the Jaguars were at 6, so we missed the Jags at 6, I guess. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
The Jags are 9 on the board I got.
Well, I don't know where this messed up then. So who are we on?
Arizona. I'll go if you want me to take it.
And no, I got it. I already got it because Arizona, it's the exact same thing that I was going to say. You get a weapon. Most of the offensive linemen at this point in time, I've told you, are gone in terms of first-round talent work this time. Plenty you can get in the second round. I think that's where they get the protection for him. Fitzgerald's getting old. You need a number 1. There's absolutely nobody better. I cannot believe that he would fall this far. The only thing I can think of is from Alabama, and that's Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver, Alabama. You give him to Kyler Murray, I think that's a beautiful combination. I think they can do a lot of things, and I think Judy's a solid 1 or 2 for a long time in this league.
All right, I see. I like what Arizona has at wideout with Fitzgerald is coming back. I know he's old.
Oh yeah, I like it for a year.
Yeah,
but
Christian Kirk. They got Hakeem Butler, Andy Isabella. Don't get me wrong.
Christian Kirk is leaving. Whether it's this year or next year, he's gone. Isabella's got to prove himself. I think they need a true number 1 for when Fitzy's gone. That's why I say that. But who you got?
Listen, this is why we do it. I mean, I'm gonna have all the more fun watching the draft, thinking about what we said tonight. See, one of us is gonna be right, one of us is gonna be wrong. Guys,
get this giveaway. Call in one freaking caller, and you get free shit. Come on.
I got Arizona taking the first cornerback in this draft. I think they need a little bit help on the back end. I think he's viewed as as a franchise corner. He got hurt today, not seriously. Jeff Odeka of Ohio State.
If the Panthers don't do our quarterback move, which I'm thinking right there, that's the guy I want. If we decide that we're not going for a quarterback this year in the draft, that's who I want at our position. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I think he's the first corner. I'm going to Arizona. I think wide receivers, the pick you made is solid. I just don't think Arizona's going receiver. I think they're okay or pretty good for now. I think they get a franchise corner. I think they drafted Byron Murphy last year. He's been okay. I think they missed a little bit. I think they go back to the well with Odeka and draft him. So now we're on the Jags.
Yes, and they're number 10?
9.
Okay.
And the Browns follow them as the last pick.
All right, so we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're where I thought, and this is probably gonna be the biggest reach that I have, I think. But I think Jacksonville, they do have to go with a wide receiver.
Yeah,
I think they do. I explained that in a minute. I don't need to explain it once again. I got CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver. I think he's got potential to be a number 1. If not, I think he's an incredibly good number 2. Tons of upside, can help on special teams, good at blocking, very good route runner, good at blocking, full package of a wide receiver, can go up and get jump balls, not being known for a 7-footer. Guy has a good vertical. I like him in Jacksonville. I like what they're building there. They just need to get the quarterback that's going to pull it all together.
Here's a crazy thing, Drew. We have the same pick. I got CeeDee Lamb going to Jacksonville too. Here's the difference. Wow. I have Jerry Jeudy still on the board. I think CeeDee Lamb gets taken ahead of Jeudy. Now, I got Jeudy going to the New York Jets at number 11. I know we're not doing 11 picks, but that's where I think Lamb goes 9 to Jacksonville. Jeudy goes 11th to the Jets.
Nice. All right. Well, we are
last pick. It's everybody's favorite, America's team, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to go.
Go on.
Well, we talked about this guy already because you have him being picked already. You have him picked earlier. He's moved up the boards. He's been a combine monster. I think the Browns go offensive tackle here to protect Mayfield. I think they still believe in Baker, and I think they should still believe in Baker. Had a horrible year, but I think he's talented. I think he needs to stay in the pocket. How do you do that? You beef up the front line, and so they go with a guy you've already have off the board. They go here at 10 with Mekhi Becton out of Louisville.
That's a solid pick for the Browns. That's actually smart, and that's saying something. Take that as a compliment, guys. That is very smart. The Browns here, honestly, I don't see the Browns picking here. I see the Browns trading this pick for multiple picks. I don't think they're going for a big name guy this year. I think their first round pick, they want to be someone that's filling in a gap later in a round, and they'll use their sexy picks in free agency or just the million that they used last year in the failed experiment. So I actually have them trading with somebody that, look, they're at the top 10. You've got a lot of teams that are very close. I've actually got them trading the pick with one of two teams, and since I got to make a decision, I'm going to make this decision. Cats, I hope you're watching. By the way, guys, there's like 5 minutes left in this show. If we don't get one caller, literally one caller, and there's a giveaway that's going to happen to you guys, like right now. I cannot believe no one's called in. This is absurd. But I see the Cleveland Browns trading back for multiple picks to the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
A team that has quite a few picks available. If it's not the Buffalo Bills, I see it the Tennessee Titans. Those are the two teams that I see trading up, especially the Titans. But for some reason, I do think it's the Bills. And if you ask me who I think the Bills take in a top 10, I mean, I'm looking at best available. I'm looking at a couple other areas here, depending on who they are able to keep together and who ends up having to leave. I'm telling you,
they need a receiver.
I know. I'm about to say this, and I love it because of the numbers he put up at a small school. Laviska Shenault Jr., wide receiver, Colorado.
Yeah. I could see that. I think if they do trade for the 10th pick, like you just had happen, on my board, Jerry Jeudy would still be there. So
yes,
I think on my draft board at 10, they would, and the Jets would be kicking themselves at 11, and that would be such a Bills thing to do to the Jets. And I like this pick. I mean, I like this scenario. We have different players off the board, but if the Bills trade with the Browns and get the 10th pick on my board, they steal Jerry Jeudy from the Jets, and the Jets
they do
pull their hair out.
I have Jeudy obviously going earlier, but I think Jeudy could easily be that guy that falls a little bit. And if he does fall to this pick right here, I guarantee you the Browns trade with the Bills. And that happens. Stick it to the Jets.
That's crazy.
Unless he's still there. And I'm telling you right now, Tennessee is on the phone making a phone call with anyone that has a 1 or a 2, a 1 with a potential of a 2. Like, they're on the phone with anyone that wants to get rid of 1 because they need someone to pair with Corey. Like, this is going to happen. So that's our guys, that's our top 10. Once again, sorry for starting late. So that's our top 10. Both of us, John, looking at it right here, both of us have got some interesting picks. If these drafts play out the way we're looking at, they're going to be fun, which is what I like. When I looked at this, I tried to look at team needs, but also what kind of draft I'd like to see. What's going to make this fun? And this is the draft I think it's going to be.
Yeah, when I was doing my 10 picks, I similar to what you said, I thought, what do they need and what would I do? I kind of melded those two together to make these 10 picks. Now, let's be real. They're not going to I had no trades on my 10 picks. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I believe, like you illustrated, I think there are going to be trades. I just went chalk with the picks. But it'll be interesting to see what really happens and how close or we were.
Absolutely. So, John, I'm getting something together right now. So, tell everybody about next week because I am going to do a giveaway on this week's show. I'm just getting it together. So, tell everybody about the schedule in the upcoming weeks.
Well, what we're going to do, we did the top 10 of the draft today. As the offseason goes on, me and Drew will put down together our top 10 by positions in football, quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, tight ends, and the like. Top 5 or top 10, kind of compare notes, see where we rank them similar, see where we get off at different exits. I'm sure Tom Brady will be up for discussion again. I'm running out of really bad Tom Brady pictures to put us on my green screen.
I got plenty of them.
What? Yeah, there's more. There's more. But we'll start. We'll probably interject some fantasy in there and DFS and when we do our top 5, top 10 by position, that's sort of like fantasy right there. Anyway, is how we would rank them to come off a board if you were drafting them for your fantasy team.
Exactly. Well, guys, I've got the giveaway right here. I'm getting it ready. So, John, since we're late tonight and we don't have a ton of people watching live, I figured we'd make them do something to enter to win the giveaway. What should we have them do to enter to get a chance to win?
Make it simple. Since we started off the show with him. What team do you think Tom Brady winds up on? We asked you to, kind of do that all show. Just message us or message on the thread.
No, I got a better idea.
All right, go ahead.
A better idea. Do that. Answer that question and give a thumbs up on YouTube or subscribe on YouTube. Thumbs up.
There you go. So
on YouTube, because once you see what the present is, you'll see why. This isn't some junk giveaway. So hold on just one moment here, and we'll get this started. If only I could find it all. Hold on.
Are you trying to attach the red wire to it? Is that what you're doing?
No. Hold on. We'll find it here in just one second.
All right. Well, look. I don't have to entertain. There's a sexy beast right behind me here that's going to get paid probably $60 million for 2 years. Who thought a body like this would have 6 rings and be rich and get a supermodel for a wife? I mean, I didn't think that. I mean, he didn't even start 100% at Michigan. So Andrew Alexander says, what about us Facebook people? Well, Facebook people, go to the Roughing the Passer YouTube channel at Hobby Roundup.
And just click the thumbs up.
Just click subscribe, click the thumbs up, and you can be on Facebook, Instagram, Tinder,
You don't have to be a subscriber to thumbs up. All you have to do is hit the thumbs up button. So go over there, hit the thumbs up, tell us you thumbs up. If you go through all that time and we see a thumbs up, then we know it was you.
Yep. So where we are, Facebook, Instagram, country singles, it doesn't matter. Go to YouTube, hit the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe too. We appreciate that as well. I'm going to be honest with you. I got some giveaways coming up for the new year once the football season kicks off. I'll say one of them, Drew. I'll let the cat out of the bag. We're going to be giving away Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl jersey, not the one he wore during the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but one pattern after the Super Bowl. But it's all stitched and got the tags and the whole nine, and we'll probably give away a couple other jerseys like that.
Oh yeah,
through
we'll
the
be
year.
giving away a lot of cool stuff, and this one isn't, near as nice as that. I'm not Mr. Moneybags yet,
Well,
like John. We're getting there.
I'm not either. I'm just charging it to my wife's credit card.
I hear you. Well, here, give me your wife's credit card. All right, guys. Well, the present this week. Thanks everyone for tuning in. But the present this week is going to be the first. You will literally. I don't even have one of these yet. You will get a Roughing the Passer hat.
There you go.
Stitched on black patch on a black fitted hat. It is a Roughing the Passer hat. The very first one that's under the black hat. You will get the very first one. The patches are phenomenal. Mr. Newman had these made. The patches, they were top-notch stuff. So guys,
PVC vinyl vinyl for you techies, you patch techies out there.
And the hat size here, it says small medium, but it's much more of a medium, like mid-large. Like, I mean, it's a lot bigger. Like, it's not by any means like a small hat. Like, this is much more on the medium large side. And if you need a bigger size, let me know. If you need a larger, extra large, let me know. I may be able to get that done if we do it in the next day. So we're going to leave this open for how long are we going to leave this open, John?
We'll do a week.
A week.
All right. Okay. How about till Friday?
Okay. So what do they need to do? What do they need to do?
Go to our YouTube. What's it under? Hobby Roundup, right?
Yep.
Go to Hobby Roundup on YouTube.
They can search Roughing the Passer.
Okay, so go to YouTube, search Roughing the Passer. Look for this backdrop, this lovely guy right here. Find that video, like that video. In the comments, put where do you think this guy right here goes? Where he signs, or does he stay in New England? Or if not, who does he sign with? They got 32 choices, if you will. You don't have to guess right. You just have to guess. Like the video, subscribe, and you might get the Roughing the Passer hat.
Yep, guys, like I said, that's all guaranteed. And like I said, if you do not have a YouTube account, if you do not have all that stuff, go to YouTube, do the thumbs up. That's it. And then hop over to Facebook and do all the other stuff. Subscribe to the page. You can do it flip-flop. Just the one thing you do have to do is find this video and hit the thumbs up. So make sure you've hit those thumbs up. And when you do, message myself, Newman, or this account. And we will give this away on Friday. And this is it, guys. This is the very, very first Roughing the Passer hat. So pretty cool. I don't even own one. So I'm a little jealous myself, to tell you the truth. But hold on.
We'll have to make some more and give some more away.
Oh, don't worry. Lots will be coming. And before we go, Andrew asked, we'll answer one last question before we go, then we do have to bounce. Where do you think Iowa's quarterback will go? That is Iowa's quarterback is I
don't
hold on. I know his name. Hold on. Is it Nate Stanley? Is that who you're talking about? Is it Nate Stanley?
Well, I think the fourth. I mean, he's not going to be the fourth quarterback off the board to me. That's going to be Eason out of Washington.
It's Nate Stanley. He's going to be a second day pick, late second day pick, I think.
Yeah,
third round.
I think you got Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and then I think you got Eason out of Washington, and then there's just a bunch of if you want to call them flyer type picks at quarterback.
Now I will say this, bud. If a team falls in love with him, he could easily jump up that board. You saw what happened with Daniel Jones. And what I will say, I mean, just looking at him right now, he's what he's done at Iowa, which is a conference with some defenses. I mean, this is a conference where defense is still played. He threw for 8,000 yards, completed 60% of his passes, 68 to 23 TD in ratio, 134.1 quarterback rating. I mean, looks like he can't run that great. I'd keep him in the pocket. But, a talented kid that could end up being solid. He's 6'4", 242, so he's got the body. I'd have to look into him. I'm not too familiar with him to give you like a detailed reading on this man, but I will say he will not be a day one pick. He will be a late day 2 or possibly a day 3 pick, but he will get drafted. And if you like him, chances are, lucky you'll probably be able to pick up a lot of his autos in the contenders blasters in a couple weeks, in a couple months. But
there's a quarterback the Steelers are looking at, and with their round 3 pick is Jalen Hurts out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, so, and that's it. And that's brilliant because Lincoln Riley is the quarterback whisperer. He made Shane Carden at ECU when I went there look like a legitimate superstar. He is a genius. Jalen Hurts would be wonderful to learn under the Tomlin system. I would love it. We'll touch on that next week. But, guys, it is 11:15. We apologize for starting late. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will be back next week. Get those entries in. It is simple. I'm going to put the banner up the whole time while we're exiting the show. You simply hit a like button. You don't even hit a like button, and then guess where Brady ends up on Facebook or YouTube. That's it. And you can.
I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him right now. Hey, Tom, where are you going to wind up?
Stop. I told you the restraining order goes into effect at 10. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
Anyway.
You check my wife, Giselle, out. All right. So he's not saying a whole lot.
Giselle's with me. That's why. Sorry, Tom. But anyway, guys.
Look at this. I'm surprised she's not.
She will be. But once again, y'all, thank you so much for joining. We've got a lot of fun stuff. And if you didn't hear, I'd be checking out the show. A fucking Pat Mahomes jersey is going to be given away here soon. We're not screwing around. This offseason is going to be some big-time stuff. But the only way that these giveaways continue is if we get that caller engagement. So I expect to see some of your beautiful faces talking some awesome football here soon. But until next week, for myself and Mr. Newman, I hope you have a wonderful week. And John, my friend, it is always a pleasure.
Always fun.
Y'all have a good one.
Take it easy.